So when I was in my first year, I wanted to explore more and I wanted to start learning investing. But what happened was that I came across many different courses, many different articles. I watched random YouTube channels, but couldn't really understand a thing. And my first year went entirely just reading random articles, random stuff on the internet. But towards the end of first year, one of my friend told me about a course which I did, and then after doing that course, I found that after doing this, I can say that I've learned about I have a basic knowledge of finance, and now I can grow myself more after reading the books and different articles and stuff. So that one course, finding that one organized course took me about an year. And I'm sure that you guys also might be trying to find a course that you'll be thinking that agar ye course kar le, then we can move ahead, we can groom ourselves even more further. So this video is about this. How do we get started? And even after getting started, what things to look at? Should we do free courses? Should we invest in paid courses to learn more? Or anything else, right? So basically I'll divide this video into two parts. In the first part, we'll discuss about the free courses and paid courses that are available in the market and which one is better in my opinion. And in the second part, we'll be learning a bit more about that. We'll go one step above from there. We'll learn about different books that are available in the market, different articles that one can read to improve themselves even more on a regular basis. So in the first part, I'll start with the free courses that are available in the market. I have 2 free courses and 3 paid courses that in my opinion are pretty good. So firstly, beginning with the free course that I did myself at the end of first year that my friend told me about was Zerodha Varsity. It was I would say the best course that I have done till now. I haven't found any organized course till now like Zerodha Varsity. So there are different modules in Zerodha Varsity, module 1 to I think 9 or 10 somewhere, and they take you from the basic. In the first module, they talk about basic jargons to understand finance basically, and they even tell you why you should, as an individual, invest. Like investing is not an option anymore; it is a necessity that needs to be done by everyone. So they clarify that concept and then dig down little deeper slowly. Then in the second module, they do move to technical analysis where you can identify charts to trade on a regular basis. And in the third module, they move to fundamental analysis where you can read companies' annual report, go into the depth of companies and invest for a longer horizon. Then in the subsequent modules, they talk about different derivatives which are on a higher level of investing or trading, and even about taxations, their own trading approaches, all that stuff. So that modules are, in my opinion, one of the best that you can go for. So in the first module, as I said, they talk about jargons, basic jargons. You could start with the first module, and then since this channel is not focused more much on technical analysis, I would skip the second module and move directly to the third module, which is fundamental analysis. So after doing these two modules, first and third module, you can basically start with investing, start gaining a practical experience in investing. Just open a demat account and try whatever you have learned, and then further groom yourself. So these two modules are the most important in these ones, and then you can read subsequent modules further. But then if you are someone who doesn't really like to read, right, we it's just a normal human thing that we want to sit back and watch a simple video where we could learn easily, right? Basically that we want to make things simpler and easier. So there's this YouTube channel of Pranjal Kamra in which he has a playlist. I think 34 or 35 videos in which he has taken from basics to finance to a good level of finance. You can definitely go and check that out. But my first priority in this would be Zero the Varsity. The Pranjal Kamra one is, I mean, it's good videos, definitely good videos, but when you're reading something, I think it has a bigger impact on you and you learn even more. So yeah, that's it. That these are the two free courses that I have in my mind. But then there comes paid courses. Now the question arises firstly that should you pay for these courses? So I'll tell you the first paid course that I had in mind, which was Safal Niveshak. I myself did that course after the end of my first year. My father gave it to me, and he said that you can go through the modules of Safal Niveshak. So I had done Zerodha Varsity at that time and started with Safal Niveshak. But in my opinion, whatever he had in his modules was pretty much similar to Zerodha Varsities only. So I don't think it would be really worth giving 10,000 rupees for something like that, which you can easily get for free and even much more content. So that was the one thing. But with Safal Niveshak, there's one more thing. He writes blogs, newsletters, so you can definitely follow them. He doesn't really go into the quantitative side of finance, which is understanding numbers, balance sheets, profit and loss. No, he talks about the qualitative aspect, the psychological aspect of finance, which I think is very much underestimated in this world right now. And you can definitely go and follow his newsletters to regularly update your mind about, yeah, you need to stay grounded in investing, and you have to avoid all those noises that are there through news, your friends, and all those stuff, right? So it's a constant reminder for you. So I definitely recommend reading the newsletters of Safal Niveshak. Then there's a second paid course which Rachna Ranade offers. I'm sure you might have heard of her name. I'm not sure. One of my friend did this course or has been doing this course. I'm not getting that much positive response from his side, but I think it's a good course because look, first you have an option of watching Pranjal Kamra's videos for free, and in this you have to pay some 10,000 rupees and do a course. Now, giving 10,000 rupees would actually, what will happen, that you have finally invested 10,000 rupees. So you would want to sit down and really invest. Like, what will happen that for Pranjal Kamra's video, it's free, available online. You'll take it light. You'll leave it after some point of time. You'll get bored and leave it. But once you have invested a particular amount of money, you'll think that, yeah, yaar, paisa lagaya, need to take out everything that I can from that, right? So you'll go and watch those videos, and they're good. They are definitely good. She'll take you from the basics to the advanced level of investing, and after that you can definitely enter into the stock market. So yeah, this was the second paid course, and I think you can go for that if you are someone who is not really motivated to learn much. So you can go invest and start learning. Then the third one is Vivek Mashani. I did that course recently, and I'm going to stress on this one particularly a lot because this is something special. I do not like paid courses much, and I'm not the type of person who wants to give money to learn something because everything's online for free, right? But this one was pretty special. So first of all, Vivek Mashani himself is financially independent. So that in itself arises that confidence in that person and in that individual that this course is legit, first of all. Secondly, he has introduced a totally different concept in the market called technofunda. So right now we are hearing about these topics, technical analysis, fundamental analysis. He has basically combined these two and came up with something called technofunda. Now it's not like anyone can go in the market and learn both technical analysis and fundamental analysis. But combining both of them, if they directly apply both these two won't match. Technical analysis is very short term, fundamental is very long term, right? But he matches them in such a way, he teaches you how to really match these two analysis, that you can make tremendous gains in the long run. So let me give you an example. Now what happens in fundamental analysis, what Warren Buffett or Peter Lynch do is that they look for good companies and want to buy at cheap valuations, right? Simple. They want to buy a very strong company at a cheaper price, right? So what they do, they find some company like that, they buy that their stock, and what will happen is that sometimes that stock takes 3 to 5 years to perform. That means for the first 3 years it's stagnant, it's hovering about around that price only at which they bought, and they have not made any gains. But after 3 or 5 years it starts shooting up. Now what happens in techno funda, look, in these 3 years where the price was hovering around the same level, you basically made a loss, right? Because inflation was there, but you weren't gaining anything. So in techno funda, you can really identify that for this period of time, the market won't be going up. But as soon as you get that technical indicator that now the market will go up, and fundamentally this company is really good, so that so you can enter at a correct price and save those 3 years, save those three loss making years, and make tremendous gains. So this concept of techno funda itself is amazing and very very new to concept, new to the market. So one major point is that. Then secondly, now what happens in all the paid courses that I've at least come across is that you pay a course fee, you watch the course, and then you go and apply, right? But what he does is that he, of course, course fee is there, and then you watch the lectures. But then he has something called hackathons, in which he'll be giving you tasks every 2 weeks or so, wherein he'll give you a task based on the previous week's whatever he has taught in the previous week, and then you can go and apply it for the next 1 or 2 weeks, that same concept which he taught, and then he'll rate you from the different participants that are participating in the competition in that hackathon. So that is a totally different thing that I came across, something that I've never seen. So that hackathon concept is pretty good. It is not just, you're not just absorbing information, you're basically applying that information and getting it rectified. He'll also keep another webinar after that hackathon in which he'll tell about the solution for that. So that was something mind-blowing. Now let me tell you one more thing. In this course itself, you'll get an opportunity to interact with him one to one. Yeah, you heard me right. You'll get an opportunity to interact with him one to one in the same course fee itself. And believe me, it's awesome. Like, if you want to check up on your portfolio, you have a portfolio, you want to ask him that just rate out my portfolio, or find those stocks which you don't think are attractive and why. In those 30 minutes, he'll tell you, he'll help you. And life in general or anything, you can talk to him about. He's a very kind guy. I've talked to him around, I think, for 2 times, and he genuinely loves to teach. You can tell just by talking to him, and just an amazing guy overall. But apart from this, not only this, he also has communities, different websites where you'll find like-minded people. They'll share their findings. You can share your findings. They'll comment about your findings. Do they find any drawbacks? Vivek himself would be involved in that. So all this, creating communities, interacting, having so many courses, webinars every weekend, all this just fascinated me. Something mind blowing, something I've never seen for paid course. So definitely, if you're willing to invest, you can go for Vivek Mashrani's course. But before that, it's better that you read module 1 of Zerodha Varsity, because Vivek's course is a bit on the higher level, where he takes you to some other level. Like after doing his course, you can literally apply in the market at a really, really, with a really, really good amount, actually, I should say. Now, in this video, I've mainly focused on the different courses that you can do. And after doing these courses, you will have a basic foundation level that हाँ you know कि भाई अब इतना है finance में. Now you can learn more, read random articles. Basically, you have become that much capable at least. But what happens, even in articles, there are so many articles available, international articles, even in India, there are so many articles. So, how do we really close down on that noise and narrow down our field of vision? So, what we have to do, there are thousands of articles, thousands of newspapers, thousands of newsletters, everything available in the market. But we have to come to some 2 or 3 newsletters that we have to identify for ourselves, which we'll read on a regular basis. They'll give us updates around the world in a very concise manner, and even their opinions on that. So we'll discuss about that, plus some books that we have to read. Because look, in investing, what happens is you have to be above the others. Only then you will beat the market, and for that you'll have to do something extra, not just the basic knowledge. Basic knowledge will never help. At least in investing, you'll get, with basic knowledge you'll get good returns, you'll get market level returns, but we want more than that. And if you want more than that, we need to read books, need to read articles and all that. So we'll talk about that in the second part, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye.